Hellmaster EX. This award-winning system features the first single-engine joystick with digital electric steering and new autopilot capability. See Hellmaster EX in action at a Yamaha Outboard dealer or visit YamahaOutboards.com.
Hey, tune into this week's weekly video fishing forecast for some upcoming information on the cod boats that may be sailing in the near future. We have some white perch tips for you. We have some events and some reports from around the island and another open boat special.
The fishing news is sponsored by these fine partners.
Hey, today's date is January 9th, 2025. And yes, the wind has been relentless with no end in sight, and any of the headboats that are running for cod have been tied to the dock as of recently. Looking at the marine forecast, we may get a break Saturday morning, or we may have to contend with snow that may be in the forecast. What to do? You could try giving white perch a shot as well. A little later in the broadcast, I will show you a setup that you need to target these scrappy little winter dwellers. But first, I want to remind you that if you're a boater in New York State, you're going to need a Safe Boater Certificate. Nautical School in Lindenhurst posted on social media an FAQ with some great information on who needs a boating safety certificate. Questions like, I've been boating for over 40 years. Do I still need one? And actually the answer is yes, you do. Or this question, I took a course many years ago. Do I need to take it again? Well, maybe, but you need to find your original copy of that certificate. If you took the course after the year 2000 in New York State, it is on record that you did take that course. You can try emailing boating@parks.ny.gov with your name and date of birth and see if they have you on record for taking the course. If you do need to take the class, Nautical School in Lindenhurst will be giving the class, and you can use the code Fisherman25. That will get you $25 off the course. Visit nauticalschool.com for more information.
The Fisherman Flea Market is back at its new location, the Hibernian Hall, 27 Locust Avenue, Babylon, Sunday, January 26, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Over 50 tables with new and used fishing gear. Save $1 on advance tickets. Get all the details at fishermanfleamarket.com.
Now let's take a look at some of the upcoming events from around the island. Starting off, January 19th, coming up real soon, Striper Day. That's located at the Ward Melville High School at 380 Old Town Road. Then moving on, January 22nd to 26th is the New York Boat Show at the Jacob J. Javits Convention Center in New York City. If you're looking for a deal on a great new boat, this is the place to be. It's a great place to bring the family as well to check out some new boats. Also on January 26th is the Fisherman's Flea Market at the Babylon Hibernian Hall in Babylon. And keep in mind, Saturday, February 1st, this is a Saturday, not a Sunday, is the Route 110 Fishing Flea Market at 535 Broad Hollow Road. For all the details and the rest of the events, visit thefisherman.com/events.
For more than 20 years, anglers everywhere have come to know one thing, that nothing says no to fish bites.
Hey, let's take a look at what you need to target white perch this winter. Hey, we're down here at Saltwater Bait and Tackle in West Islip, and it's the winter months of the year, and actually, if you did not know, there's been multiple white perch New York State record white perch weighed in here over the years. The current white perch record actually was weighed in here a few years back. It was over 3 pounds. It was a great fish. Somebody we actually know caught the fish. All legit. It's on the DEC site. You can check it out for yourself. But hey, we're here to tell you guys some tips how you can catch some of the biggest white perch for yourself this winter. I like to do a lot of finesse fishing for white perch. I use a really light tackle. That means I'm using 4-pound nano braid to start. So it's a very light, very light braid. What this allows me to do is to cast small jigs, 1/32 of an ounce. I'll use 16-ounce marabou jigs as well, 1/32 marabou, all the way up to 1/8 of an ounce if I have to with some deeper water. But the main advantage using this very light line is that it does allow me to use these extremely tiny jigs and really finesse these fish with a very natural presentation. Now, being that I am using a 4-pound braid, I also use a 6-pound leader as well. Seaguar makes a 6-pound fluorocarbon leader. It's technically meant for trout and steelhead, but it works great for white perch fishing as well. It's available in a 100-yard spool right here, so this will last you probably for years at that. So this, in combination with the braid, is my line setup. Now getting into some of the lures that I like to use for white perch. Personally, I like to use artificial for white perch, so we're going to start with that. I have my array of jig heads. I have 1/32 ounce, which is this tiny little guy right here, but I'll use up to 1/16 or 1/8 of an ounce in case it's some heavier moving water or some deeper water as well. As far as soft plastics go, I have some small curly tails right here. These are great little presentations. Of course, they're small. They're about 1.5 inches. They fit perfectly on this size jig head right here. Small, tiny little 1.5 inch bass assassins. These are great for popping right off the bottom. They mimic like little grass shrimp, little killies, little minnows, anything that white perch are feeding on. These are great imitation for that. Have a natural color right here, more of a sparkly color. Both of them I've had a lot of success on. Definitely add these to your white perch arsenal. Now, these little paddle tails over here, I've done very well with these. These, for example, are Kytex. These are the 2-inch models, so it's a 2-inch white pearl with the boot tail, and I have another 2-inch little shad model right here. This is more of a natural color. I've done very good with both of these colors. Sometimes the white works better when it's cleaner water. The natural color works better when it's a little murkier out. You know, you have that shine in there as well. Just got to play around with it, see what works on different days, whatnot. But these are another great one to add to the arsenal. They also have a natural scent to them. They have a natural fish scent, so that may help attract the fish. They hold on a little more. A lot of white perch guys that I know, they like to use hair jigs. Have some marabou jigs right here. Here's one with a little sparkle tied in it. Again, a great white perch lure. Black marabou jig. This is great in water that is very clean. So if it's clear water, I'll throw this black marabou jig, let it flutter down to the bottom, pop it up off the bottom, let it go back down again. If the water's a little murkier, I'll use something like this chartreuse marabou jig right here. If they can see it a lot better, they can pick up that profile a lot better when it's a chartreuse color compared to this black color. I like to use that in clear water. If the fish are very aggressive, sometimes I'll step up my profile. If I'm looking for some bigger fish, I'll throw like a bigger paddle tail shad, something like this. This is a 2.5 inch model right here. A little wider profile. It can mimic some bigger baits. So if you look at the difference between this one and that one, you definitely have two different profiles going on right here. Smaller baits, bigger baits. Also, if you like to use live bait, white perch, they go after live bait just as well, if not better, than some of these soft plastics. You can use night crawlers, mealworms, waxworms, and one of the golden tickets, grass shrimp. But you have to catch a grass shrimp yourself. A great way you can catch grass shrimp, go down to your local docks, pilings, run one of those pool skimmer nets along the pilings. If the grass shrimp are there, you're going to come up with them. They're very small. They're probably a little bit smaller than this right here. But if you put them, if you tip your jigs with them, or you fish them on a plain hook by themselves under a float, or even just put them on a jig head like this, sometimes I've had days where the grass shrimp will outperform every single thing here, including every other live bait there is. The way to keep them alive is get a small little aerator, put them in a bucket, get the aerator going. That keeps them alive. Also, you can get a damp paper towel, get some salt water on there, put the grass shrimp right on top. They'll stay alive for a week with that in the fridge. When it comes to rod and reel combos for white perch fishing, I highly recommend that you stay as light as you possibly can. This rod right here, it's a 6-foot rod. It's rated from 2 to 6 pound line, 1/32 up to 3/16 ounce lures. So this will allow you to throw these tiny little 1/32 ounce marabou jigs, any sort of small jig head like that. You could still throw it with this rod right here. And again, this rod is super light, small butt on it, very small reel. This is a Fluger reel, but any small reel would work. You could fish it in one hand very easily. Definitely important to keep a light rod and reel setup when white perch fishing. Guys, it's a great time of year, as long as it's not ice on the rivers and stuff like that, to go out there and get some white perch. Again, the record was caught in February about 2 or 3 years ago. So time is coming up. Maybe you'll get another record, and maybe you can wade in here at Saltwater's Bait and Tackle once again. Tune into a future broadcast. I'll be on location targeting these elusive species. Now let's get the latest from Jenni Ackerman with the Open Boat Surfcasters Challenge.
Hey everyone, welcome to this week's Open Boat, and today we are at the winner's circle. You guys did it. Huge congrats to everyone who went out this fall run season and caught fish and took the time to send me their fish pictures to partake in the 3-part Surfcasters Challenge. Now, I have my laptop here with all the submissions and we're gonna go through every single one, starting off with the first round, catching a fish on a sand eel teaser. Kicking it off, we have 2 striper entries from Bob Vendetti of New Jersey. We got 2 nice fish here caught on nice teasers, and then we're gonna continue our sweep in New Jersey with Carl Hodge. He has another nice one caught on a teaser. That was definitely, the Ava teaser jig combo was the hot one for the fall, I could say for sure, with the mixed bait we had out front. Moving on to another New Jersey entry, we have Gary Salentai, and he wrote a nice message saying, I wanted to thank you for this, and I probably never would have caught the fish I caught yesterday if I didn't use a teaser. I was fishing the Northern Ocean County surf using a diamond jig and an eel imitation. After an hour, I finally hooked up to a 31-inch striper that I tagged and released, as I'm a member of the Berkeley Striper Club. I'm sorry, but I never took a picture of the fish. It's fine, you're good, no worries. I only took a picture of the teaser I was using. I was so busy measuring and tagging the fish. I forgot all about it, but this fish was caught on October 24th at approximately 5 p.m. Thanks, Gary. I love when people, like a lot of guys here, have included their little stories about the fish they caught too, and big cahoots to Gary for tagging and releasing that fish too. Love to see it. And also he sent us the picture of the teaser he used, so that's really cool to see. Moving on to Long Island, we have Joshua Severin, and he has a nice striper here, another sand eel Ava jig combo with a nice handmade teaser that he made. Love seeing the handmade work. Next up, we have Sam O, Certifiable on social media, another fish caught on a handmade teaser of his with the good old Jason Voorhees in the background, a little spooky for the fall run Halloween fishing season. And then we have a Open Boat Fisherman magazine subscriber from North Carolina, and his name is Rick Bear, and he says that he watches the Fisherman reports from North Carolina to plan trips to see his family in Cape May, and he got his personal best last October, a 46-incher, and he also did great in the spring run. And he got this short on an eel teaser and an over slot on metal, and then 2 more days of fishing and then back to North Carolina. But we love to see it that our reports are, helping you out, getting you on fish and making you want to travel to get on fish. We love to see that. And then we're back over to New Jersey with Jerry and his son Eric. And this is a very cool picture. We have Eric laying on the beach next to a striper, all big smiles there. And this is a 46-inch striper that Jerry caught at Island Beach State Park, and the cool thing about it was the fish was caught on a teaser that his son Eric pictured next to the fish tied, and he's 5'6", so you can gauge the measurements of the fish here to see how tall that is. I always love seeing people do it with tuna, or they did it with makos back in the day, laying next to a fish to see how long it is. That's always a fun thing to do. Moving on to Long Island, we have Paul Rudolph. He caught this striper on the Long Island South Shore, a hand-tied lefty cray black deceiver. And Paul says that he mostly fly fishes, but when he can surf cast, he finds a teaser very effective. And he was using a 3-ounce Deadly Dick metal with it too. And I couldn't agree more. Sometimes, reflecting on this fall run season, we had fish that would not hit unless there was a teaser tied on. If you just had an Ava jig, they wouldn't hit it. And then if you tied a quick dropper loop with a teaser attached, then it would hit. It was whack. This is a very, very finicky fall run season that took a lot of patience and a lot of just focus and just, reevaluating what you're throwing and stuff like that. But from the results of the Surfcasters Challenge, I can see that a lot of you guys were successful. Sticking to Long Island, we have Mike Brennan with his fish that he caught on another South Shore fish. I wonder if Mike and Paul are buddies here. He caught this short on a teaser and emailed me the next day. A lot of these guys I really appreciate. I logged in and I was getting email after email from guys catching fish literally that day or that night before and sending emails right away. So I really appreciate the swift response. And we're gonna move it back to New Jersey with a familiar face, even wearing the same beanie today. It's me. Yes, evidence that I catch fish. I mean, you know this, but I do in fact go fishing when I have time, and I did catch a fish on a teaser, a chartreuse teaser with a little bit of red flare on the bottom, kind of make it look like a wounded bait fish or like gill flare. I really like, because I used to tie and I still kind of tie a little bit. I'm getting into fly tying now, so pray for me, but I really like little attention to detail when I'm tying a teaser, like a little color flash, or like if you add like metallic hackle, it can make or break your teaser. And that's just me being a girly girl too. I like glittery, sparkly, pretty things. So there I am with my fish on an undisclosed beach location. Moving back to Long Island, we have Timothy Vess with a fish on a teaser, and that's actually, I like this one because it's a redhead with black hair and has a cute little eyeball on it too. Going back to what I was saying with detail, and you can see the metallic hackle on that. Love to see it. And last but not least, we have Dana Malshagen, and of course, going back to everyone's names, I'm sorry if I butchered your names. I'm trying here, but I'm sorry if I butchered anyone's names, but you're all doing great catching fish. And here we have Dana with our last entry for the teaser edition. So congratulations, all you sand eel teaser fishermen out there. I am proud of you, and I'm very happy that you submitted your entries. And we're gonna definitely do this again. I loved the amount of subscribers and viewers that reached out and they shared their stories with me about their catches. And stay tuned for next week as we go back to the winner's circle for pencil poppers. See you guys next week.
From Northport, the Cow Harbor Bait and Tackle reports.
We're back. The shop is open. The only time we're closed is going to be on Monday, but we're open all winter. We're open from Tuesday to Sunday. Google us, check out hours now. It's amazing how much stuff comes in. All the time we're getting people drop off all types of rods, all types of reels for alterations, service work, repairs, and we do a lot of custom rods here. So if you're interested, call up the shop and come on in. We are like, you don't need an appointment. That's what a lot of people say. Do I need an appointment to drop off stuff? No, we're open Tuesday to Sunday during the winter, and during the season, 7 days a week. You don't need an appointment. You just drop in. You always get taken care of. And our service work is just like, it's top rated. Go online and read about it. And our pricing is like fantastic. And I think that's why we stay so busy. Besides the fact you can hang out for an hour and talk, and it's not grumpy around here. So I hope to see you at the shop. And as far as fishing goes, herring is on and off. It's kind of cold some days. All of a sudden it's warm. It's great. I was hanging out in my t-shirt and stuff like that, but then other days it's really cold. So the herring's like so-so. I'm always looking out for signs of herring, which would be like some of our harbor seals show up, and usually they'll show up when the herring's around, or they're chasing some little bunker and stuff. But for the most part, they show up when it gets cold, and they're here. I told you all about the sea turtles the last time we spoke, and that's about it. Hey, listen, if you really got the itch, you can get into the freshwater. Go listen to Paul McCain. He's just fantastic. He'll tell you about that Connetquot and everything like that. And if you want something fun to listen to, I encourage you to listen to my buddy Gaige's new podcast. This guy's working really hard. He knows the area. He's a really hard-working captain. And go listen to that Buoys and Bay Rats. It's fun. It's nice. And it's a change-up. The shows that are coming up, people are asking us, are we going to be at the shows? The answer is no. Phil and I are going to be staying here at the shop. So many people that go to the shows, they show up at the shop. and the shop would be closed, and it threw things off. So we're just hanging out here, and that's just the way it is, and it's fantastic. We just get to see so many of our customers all the time. Saturday over here can be like a town meeting. We get so many different people interacting, hanging out. It's a big hangout spot, you know, where people are coming in, dropping stuff off, seeing others. It's a cool vibe. I hope you come down and share it and contribute to the positive vibes that happen at the shop. Listen, until next week, I bid you all peace and tight lines.
From the Fire Island area in Great South Bay, Captain Lorenzetti.
Hey Matt, Fire Island report. It's cold out there, baby. Wind's blowing, 20 degrees. Pretty wicked, so I don't know if anybody's doing anything. I guess the only opportunity to bend the rod would be maybe herring off Magnolia Pier or over a cap tree. Once in a while it happens there, so that's about it. So we're in the doldrums of winter here, and we'll keep in touch. I'll be on the air. We'll hook up with you with any news as soon as possible. Talk to you, Matt.
With our fly and freshwater report, we have Paul McCain from River Bay Outfitters.
Hello, Matt. Well, we are in the midst of a cold snap. Boy, it is just brutal out there. Not a lot of fishing going on. The guys that I did hear that they did get out there, they caught fish, but boy, they paid for it. It was cold. Ice forming on the guides. They're diehards. As far as myself goes, well, we started our fly tying classes this week, and it really kicked off really well. The in-house is filled. I do still, if you want to learn how to tie, we're doing Zoom in the evenings. And all you have to do is go to riverbayoutfitters.com, and on the front page you can see what it is all about, the information, and how you could join us. It's a great sport, a great activity to get through these colder months. And you'll make flies that you can catch fish with. So we just started. It's working out well. Everything's good. As far as we're going to do something different this Saturday. Starting this Saturday and every Saturday is going to be soup and stew Saturdays. I'm going to have either a soup or a stew and maybe even chili some days. Every Saturday, you come in, hang out, bring your vise, sit down and tie flies. It'll be a lot of fun. You'll learn a lot of techniques because everybody helps everybody out. And we'll have a good time. It's a good way to get through the winter, since we can't be fishing right now. But that could change. It looks like it's going to warm up into the low 40s. That's a heat wave going on there. But hey, it's enough to get the fish feeding again. And hey, I might be out there Tuesday doing my best. So, hey, it is winter. I hope you come in, stop in for some advice. There is things to do. Come in on Saturdays, have some super stew, and tie flies. And until next week, tie lines, everybody.
From Huntington, we have Captain Gaige.
Thanks, Matt. What's up, everybody? Captain Gaige here reporting to you from the studio, and I am super proud to announce that I will be hosting Bay Rats and Buoys, the podcast, live from the iconic Javits Center in New York City for this year's New York Boat Show, going down Wednesday, January 22nd through Sunday, January 26th. I'll be there all 5 days podcasting live. Stop by booth 1260 if you're heading to the show and say what's up. Be happy to see you there. And guys, we are just 97 days away from opening day striped bass on April 15th. So I'm super excited about that. The countdown is down to the double digits. The boat show's going down in just 2 weeks. I'm super excited about that. I can't wait. And check out episode number 15 of Bay Rats and Buoys following this fishing report in all the Facebook groups. I am going to show you guys how I caught some 8 and 9 foot sharks from the beaches here on Long Island. I tagged 53 sharks in one summer. Stick around for episode 15. Bay Rats and Buoys. Let's go!
From the Western Sound, we have Nuno Decosta from Tyalure Tackle up in Rye.
Hey guys, thanks for having us. First off, Happy New Year. May everyone have a blessed season coming up in 2025. As far as the local fishing, not much going on. There are some shad around. The local kids are catching them at the piers and the docks using some soft plastic. Small 3 and 4 inch soft plastics have been catching the shads. If you want some better action, the Hudson and Housatonic on both soft plastics and small plugs are doing really well for stripers of all sizes. I don't know how long that will hold up, as the winter is definitely colder than the last 2, so that will determine how long these fish are cooperating. But right now they're being caught there. And our hours right now, 10 to 3 every day, 7 days a week. So we're open 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for the January hours. And then we'll see how the February weather holds up, and we may extend the hours from there. Guys, have a blessed year.
Let's check on it with Max Finch from the Western Sound up in Connecticut.
Hey everyone, Max here from Fisherman's World with another local fishing report. This past week with the wind and the cold, it made it hard for anglers to get out locally, but we did see, for guys that did get out, we did see some northern pike and tiger muskie taking on the Housatonic while they were striper fishing. That was pretty cool. I did see some stripers, in that like 15 to 25 pound range at night, guys throwing their favorite soft plastics like GT eels, sluggos, paddle tails, and the GT eel paddle tail. Those seem to be the 2 really kind of popular baits this time of year on the river. Guys didn't really go out on the boats that much. I didn't hear that much because the weather was so bad, but the ones that did get at night from shore, they did cash in on some nicer fish, and it seems like the concentrated fish were definitely above the Merritt Bridge. Locally in the Salt, we are still hearing of some whispers, some herring in Black Rock Harbor, Sanford Harbor, and then sporadic, in the Norwalk Harbor, sabiki rigs this time of year. It's good to kind of bounce around. I would definitely concentrate on the high incoming and high outgoing tides. This might, increase your chance with the fish moving with the, tide in and out of these harbors. And other than that, the ice is starting to get thicker in some spots, so I'm sure next week, with this cold coming through, we'll definitely hear some good ice fishing. Thanks and good luck.
Well, there's no denying that it is really cold out there. The wind has not been helping at all, but we do have some less windy days coming up. The cold is still going to stick around. Might be a great opportunity to get out there and do some ice fishing. We haven't done that in a few years because it has not gotten cold enough, but it looks like this winter we might just get cold enough for that. Tune in, we might do some ice fishing, have a special for you guys. Other than that, Connetquot's a great spot to go. Keep an eye on those boats that may be sailing for codfish as well. In the meantime, we will see you next week.